Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back once again here in Virtual Sailor Next Generation. Ooh, it is a day for me. I hope you guys are having a good day. I know that I am. I am one day off of surgery on my ankle. I'm in an immense amount of pain, so what's better than to sit down and enjoy a little bit of ship simulator. Keep checking this ship. We're gonna pass pretty close to this one in relative terms, but yeah. See here, it makes it look like we're gonna go right for it, but we're not. I promise we're not. We've got plenty of room. That's what I'm gonna keep telling myself, at least. I'll pop that off. I am gonna keep the speed going the same. I'll bring up the controls. But good morning, everybody. Well, actually, it's almost past morning because we are pulling into Puerto Vallarta this morning, I should say, because we are arriving at noon. We are there from noon until 8 p.m. this evening, so great day for everybody on board. And it's also one of my favorite spots I've been looking forward to talking to you guys about from my experience being able to be here. So I've only been here once in real life, and it was with our Panama Canal cruise with the Disney Wonder. Now, with that cruise, we, again, were trying to do things like we'd never be able to do them again. And we signed up for a zipline tour. Now, we did the zipline tour, versus anything else, because we hadn't done a zipline tour before, but this one included a Jeep ride. It also included a donkey ride and ziplining. That was included to be wet. You were included to be also rappelling. Oh, and there was a boat ride. So, we would get off the ship. I have no video of this because we knew that it was going to be wet. I wasn't going to bring the video camera. This is back when it was still discs and cameras, okay? And so I didn't bring it. Really, essentially, we got off the ship. We got on a powerboat. The powerboat brought us further down this way. Once we got off, we got into a 4x4, what felt like a military Jeep. From there, we went up the mountains, and then we went up the mountain some more, and then we went up the mountain some more. Once we got to the top of the mountain, we continued to go up the mountain just a little bit more. And once we were at the top of that, we got off of this Jeep, and each one of us was paired with a donkey. All of us got onto one donkey each, one person per donkey, please, and we continued to work our way up the mountain. Yes, you were able to guess it. Which was neat. It was like the first time actually ever being on a horse past the first time being on a horse in Cabo San Lucas just a couple days before. So we take the donkeys to the top. We get ourselves all set up. Now, to say that this ziplining tour was amazing is an understatement. 100% an understatement. Why? Because they had long courses, beautiful views, terrifying views, some of the drops that were able to be seen. But it was truly spectacular. And on top of all that, not just the ziplining, you do ziplining in America, you got ones with pre-brakes in it, and, you're just swinging, you're more in a swing. No, this one was truly harness on gnar. You were in charge of your brake. You didn't brake in time, you were going to hit a tree. You were going to snap through the line. Like, they prepped you for this, and they trained you for this. So that was amazing. We did do 2 rappelling spots. One was freehand, which I was awesome at. I was able to drop right down and stop right at the bottom of the water. You don't feel more badass than a situation like that. And then there's also a time of rappelling down the side of the waterfall. Now, this is where they've decided to take one of my photos. There's a professional photographer that's traveling with us, and they took one of my photos while I was rappelling down. Of course, he waited until I slipped, I fell, I smashed my legs and my knees into the cliff face and my head. I was wearing a helmet, thankfully. And then he said, "Look, smile." And right after all of this, I look and I smile begrudgingly at the camera and get my photo taken. So yes, I remember that all too well. What made this very memorable, and it's like one of those stories that we get to have with us for the rest of our lives, is right at the very end, they had a dueling section of zipline. And of course, me being, God, how old was I? 16? 16-year-old kid? I gotta do math here really quick. Yep, 16 years old. 16-year-old kid, being there with my dad, feeling tough and feeling like I can beat him. We're gonna race in this one. I'm young, he's older, he's bigger, I'm smaller. Stuff like that. So we get to this dueling one, and they count us down to race. And my dad just starts his normally when we get to go. I don't know what came over me. I didn't even think about the repercussions if something had gone wrong. This is back when I was a beanpole, so I didn't quite worry about it as much as I would today. But I went running off of this launch pad and jumped. Essentially jumped onto the line. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was cheering me on. You know, you fuel off of that after that. And I've got this biggest lead on my dad, and I'm just going. I'm flying through this trees. And all of a sudden on my left side, there goes my dad. My dad put himself in the perfect angle for least wind resistance, which he knew more about that. He used to jump out of planes for a living. To be able to do that. So, you know, I watched as he went away and won that race. But I got the style points. He may have won the race, but I definitely got the style points on that one. So, you know, overall, it was really cool. The other fun moments are, I remember we'd rappel. When we rappelled down the cliff face in the waterfall, you had to end in the water. Like, you didn't just stop and undo it. Like, boop, you're in the water, then you unhook, and then you go. And we were starting to walk down to the next zip line, and my dad was on the wrong side of the walkway that they kind of had. It was just rocks and water and stream. And as he tried to come back over, my mom and I handed him our hands, and he slipped. Took both of us with him. All three of us kind of like floated down this little part of the river creek, and we met everybody at the bottom where we continued to join the group, and off we went. But it's memories like that that'll stick with me for the rest of my life. Because, one, it was an amazing excursion that was through the ship. It was an all-day adventure. We were exhausted by the time we were done. But compared to, like, just going to a museum and everything, this was mixed with fun. It had so many elements, you know, from the boat to the Jeep to the donkey to the zip line to the Jeep again, back to the boat. When we got back to the boat to head back to the ship, it was like the worst seas we had ever been on. It was insane. I wish I could remember the zipline company name, but again, that was, we're talking almost a decade ago. I want to look here. Actually, it's well over a decade. It's almost 2 decades. Maybe it was this. Vallarta Adventures, Extreme Zipline Adventure, ATV, and Bridge. That doesn't sound right. Outdoor zipline adventure. This one looks right because you're soaked in water and you're on a dinghy. Let's see. Donkey ride. That one will probably make it stick out. Let's see, what do we got here? Mountain mule and study of the trek. Yep, that'd be it. Okay, so yeah, it is the outdoor zipline adventure. It's $95 a person. It's usually $135. You can do with affirm payments. Thank you very much, I guess. Minimum age is 8. 6.5 hours long. 6.5 hours long, everybody. That's how long it was. Literally, it tells you here your day starts off on the water in a scenic speedboat ride hidden to a hidden beach called Boca de Tamatalan. Upon arrival, you'll hop aboard a 4x4 Unimog and drive into the heart of the Sierra Madre Mountains. From there, you'll ride a mule that will take you up a steady trek to your ziplining location. After receiving a safety briefing from your guide, you'll get to zipline from hilltop to hilltop, starting from 250 feet all the way up to 1,000 feet in the air. As we continue through the jungle, you'll get a chance to rappel down a waterfall, cross suspension bridges, which I guess we did. I don't even remember. and splash through natural river pools. That's where we fell on our asses. After you've had your fill of adventure, we'll conclude the tour with a snack at the base camp and drop you off at the departure point, which I 100% remember as well. There were some sort of snacks. Was too jazzed up to do so. There's some new things that are here. I guess I have a new roller coaster zip line rappel down a waterfall we did, the 4x4 treetop adventures. It was spectacular. And I'm telling you, I'd recommend it for anybody. And again, I know I am sitting here, telling you, you got to do it if you ever can. This isn't saying, oh, yeah, with all your pocket money that you have, all your pocket change, go off to Mexico and do this grand old adventure. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying is if you ever find yourself in Puerto Vallarta, try it. If you're looking for something to do, that's what I would highly recommend. Now, this is before I had a service dog with me. This was in 2008. I started having a service dog with me in 2013. Still deaf, just didn't really realize it as much as I am here. Where that would actually become complicated. That means that somebody would have to stay behind, unfortunately, with her on the ship, because the dog cannot be unattended. I have seen and heard horror stories of people doing so, of leaving their service dog behind. I wouldn't want to leave her behind, but I also know she can't go ziplining. Just me, I'm almost at the weight limit already for this trip. So always got to keep that in mind. I'm actually going to look because the $93 was 100% for tomorrow. Let me go like really midsummer. You can actually see the days that they're booked for ships as they're coming in. Yeah, so even at its highest, it's $135 a person. Now that is an extremely high amount of money, and I understand that. But you'll have one heck of a story to be able to tell, y'all. Alright, let's check here. Yeah, lined up pretty good. Oh, let's talk about our arrival. What am I doing? I'm just sitting here telling you all about how fun this was. Also, one of my favorite movies growing up. I guess that's a way that I could put that. I don't know how I feel about putting it that way, but I guess I can. Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Okay, so that was a movie that came out. You can find it on Disney Plus. I believe it's out there still. They actually stop at Puerto Vallarta, and it was right after I had been there, so it was cool to be able to be like, oh man, that's where our ship was. And I remember standing at the top of the ship, and I'll point it out here as best I can, where the Walmart was. Took a little bit of the adventure out of it as you pull in, and you're like, man, we're in Mexico, this is great. And Walmart. I mean, of course they're going to have a Walmart. Hi, Esbez. Ezzy came to say hi, so must pay the Ezzy toll. So let's talk a little bit about our maneuver. Now, when I came here with the Disney Wonder, being a small ship, we actually literally pulled in and pulled alongside this dock right here. Bow facing this way, then pulled out and whoop, right out. Unfortunately, this turning basin is not large enough for their Norwegian Bliss as we're going to be coming through. So, with that, we will be turning outside of the channel, right here, pretty much at our K mark, and backing in to the dock that is right here. Okay, I was originally thinking that maybe we're going to be on this dock because I was just kind of looking at the map placement and where the Bliss usually is, and that is not the case. So, that is our plan. That is our approach on our attack here. We're about 10 minutes away from getting up there and getting ourselves turned into place. So that should work out nicely. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm probably going to step away from now. I'll keep on driving. You guys get to come back as we're getting ready to slow down and get ourselves turned around to back into this beautiful area. Let's also talk about the weather. I was surprised. We kept on watching the storm that was kind of rolling through. You can actually see it up here on the mountains as we're coming in. It was very overcast of the day. And we pretty much are following the rain in. Again, having this noon arrival has been very helpful in terms of making it easier for us to get into port. So, I'm going to get us a little bit closer, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. All right, we are getting up here to our turning point here with the Norwegian Bliss. We are going to be turning ourselves in a clockwise rotation, checking the weather for that first. Oh yeah, it's fine. 5 knot winds. It's not going anywhere. And so really, we're going to turn ourselves and back ourselves into port today. We're going to be right alongside this pier right here. I was thinking about bringing us over there, but it does not seem that the Bliss actually will dock there. So it's really interesting. When I usually do these things, people ask me all the time, and a lot of people have been asking me recently because I keep on promising more and more ship content, which, believe me, there is so much ship content coming, guys, that they're like, how do I do this? How do I personally set these up? And really, I will go and look for people's vacation videos. If it's a place that I'm not familiar with, I will find pictures, vacation video, anything to kind of get an idea of where I should be. And this is where I'm seeing the Bliss actually be. I'm actually seeing them over here at this dock, but obviously it's a little busy there. Let's start getting ourselves slowed down a little bit. I'm actually going to zoom myself out. Yeah. Well, plus, like, with that pier in the way, that to there, that to there, I'd much rather be at this dock right here. Excuse me, which I believe we are the only ship in today, but I'll make sure that I double check that here in just a moment. I wanted to get back on board here as we get ourselves slowed down. Looking good, looking grand. Let's see what we actually kind of look like up here. Plenty fine. I didn't actually check the waters around. Oh yeah, they're fine too. I was gonna say, why is the aft thruster on? Try to ignore that, I guess. So we get ourselves continued slowed down. Let's see. Today is the 6th, so I gotta kind of go off of that. Island Princess might be in with us today. Let's get ourselves down to 0. We're going to get the bow going probably about 36. The aft going about 36 as well. Keep on making sure that we're staying there in the middle. Kind of keeping it happy and good. I actually want to see Island Princess. Now that sounds familiar. Why do you sound familiar? That's why you sound familiar. You're a Princess Cruise Line ship. Island Princess. Rob? Rob, do you have that one? Alright, we can get ourselves turned in this clockwise position. Again, we've got plenty of room here to get ourselves back and in and over and call it a good one in here. Which is really interesting. That's one thing I think I'm having a lot of fun with ships like the Norwegian Bliss. And, we did the Jubilee. I'm used to piloting the Disney Wonder. I put in almost 1,200 hours. Yep, that is correct. 1,200 hours since, I think, last, February or March, I finally started getting things to work. Of having the Disney Wonder-sized ship. And that's what I was used to bringing around. So what becomes fun about, like, the Bliss and the Jubilee and stuff like that, one, it gives me brand awareness, which is, I think, always good. But also, it challenges me, I guess, in a way of how are we going to get in there? You always have a game plan. The captain always has a plan anyway. But as somebody who's just not always on this ship, it's really cool to be able to experience that and get here and think about it. Like, okay, how are we going to do that? Like our next stop. We're going to be in Maztlan. Somebody said it for me the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Wouldn't be able to reproduce it. This guy. With this docking space, usually I'd come down with the Disney Wonder. We'd turn around here, and then we would dock. I'm almost certain I'm going to have to do the same exact thing we're doing today and back down the channel because I'm not going to have any more room. Ooh, you're speeding up quite quickly. Why? Yeah, let's bring that back down. That's very weird. So we may have a ship in with us when we go to depart. We might not. We'll see what kind of magic I can make happen as we go. I would actually rather have water, like the correct waves and weather, than I would of having another ship in with us. As fun as that can be. Okay. But I hope you guys are having a good time overall with this series. I can't even tell you when you're going to see this one. I wish I could. Again, with the foot injury that I'm dealing with right now, and it's supposed to snow an ungodly amount tomorrow, it's complicated because like I want to record you guys this as much as possible, but they take time, unfortunately. Because, you know, obviously I've got to sail in, and then I've got to do the videos, and, you know, then I've got to do the replays and everything like that. It starts to calculate more and more time. So it eats up my day pretty quick, even making one of these videos for you guys. So there'll be a lot coming. Okay, I think we have like 40 ships now between all the Carnival, all the Costa, the Nowegian Joy. We've got a Princess, a whole bunch of those. We've got a handful of Canard. We've got Wind Cruises. We've got Ida. Ida. We've got a lot of stuff. So I'm excited for what the future is going to be. Plus, we got to get back on the Disney Wonder and get her over to Australia before she ends up coming back in a couple months. But I think I did the math. I have 60 unique routes, at least 60 unique routes still to film, with possibly 10 episodes each. That quickly adds up to a lot. That is a lot of content for you guys over the next couple of years, but I think it'll be a good time. And as people release new ships, you can bet you we'll be right there and making material off of them. I'm going to drop the thrusters as of right now. I'm actually going to watch the engines as well. Maybe a little bit. I want to see how much we drift, because again, I really want to get straight through this canal here, which looks like we're almost lined up to go perfectly through. So we're just going to keep watching that as the aft swings around. Still looking good in the water. I'm going to give ourselves just another push aftward. Oh, that one was weird. I'm going to counteract here with the stern thruster to get that slowed down. I'm actually going to do it with the bow too, just so it doesn't spin all the way around on us. The bow's good. Keep watching the stern for now. Still getting used to this thruster system on this vessel. There we go. Let's check. How's it look on the other side? Plenty of room. Really just watching the dock over here. You're still rotating. Why are you still rotating? Is it the bow? There you go. It was still swinging in. So we're going to have to get ourselves back and in there. I actually just want to see it from the roof. Well, from the sky. Yeah, there's plenty of room for us to get in there. Really, we're just going to have to be paying attention with the aft of not, colliding into anything. Of course, we'd have so many people back there and better radars than this. Again, I don't trust this one. Trying to get that. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better centered. That's good. I'm happy with that. As we kind of back ourselves in here, but it looks like we're gonna have a beautiful day. Looks like the weather is gonna hold up as well all day, which I'm very happy for. You know, there's nothing worse than pulling in and doing a great job, and then, knowing that the passengers are going to have to be out in the rain if they choose to still go ashore in the rain. Hi, Esbez. You're a dork. I like you. But we'll make sure that there's good activities all around the ship. We do have a Broadway performance this evening. I'm very excited about that. We have 6, actually, performing in our main theater on Deck 7. Very excited about that. Then following up tonight is going to be movie night. It is a double feature. We've got 1 kids, we got 1 adult. You guys will have to see that when you come back in. Yeah. Captivating you at all? Well, don't get too excited, because you'll see a still shot on the screen. That's what you will see. But I think that could be fun to have on board. We will be playing the Minions up on the deck for the kids movie, and then after that we will be showing, oh gosh, I gotta be reminded what it was going to be. For the adult movie, we were going to be showing, I had it on my list right here. Where are you? No, you're on here. Man, there's a lot of bad movies that came out this year. Excuse me. We'll be showing Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I have not seen that movie yet, but it does look like a lot of fun. So I'll be excited to go up on deck for that. I know that one could be considered, an in-between. I wouldn't call it 100% an adult movie, but it's not like we're going to show Cocaine Bear up on the top deck. So that is what we will have on board this evening. We'll make sure that we let everybody know once we get ready to go ashore. Ashore is, again, noon. We got plenty of time to get ourselves over there. Still watching that bow, watching our sides here. Ooh. Not where I wanted to be, but you have an idea here. Again, we're a little bit closer than I'd like to be. I'd like to be a little bit more here in the center, but this lines us up perfectly for this dock here. Like I said, when we were here at the Disney Wonder, we were right there. And to kind of give you an idea, the Walmart was what this building is right here. It took just some of the magic out of it for me. Not like you're supposed to be thinking it's anywhere different. It's still part of, excuse me, North and Central America here. And that's kind of what we gotta just admit that we are. We live off of Walmart. I don't. I refuse to go to Walmart now, but that's besides the point. I have reasons to. Ella's been dragged around by the neck there, and then they did nothing about it and threatened to kick me out because I was upset. Yeah, that's the world that we live in. Gotta love it. All right, it's going to be a little tricky for us to get in here because, again, I can kind of judge the rear of the ship, but it is a little bit harder to do. I'm actually going to start bringing us down in speed a little bit. I'm sure I got plenty of room still. Oh, yeah, plenty of room, actually. Let's not even start kicking it yet. Again, I just wish I could trust this radar. I wish I could trust all the tools that was at my disposal to be able to dock this ship. But I can't. But again, plenty away from the pier. Tugboats to assist as needed. So that's good as well. As we get closer to the pier, we'll start using our thrusters and everything to get us obviously edged over. And we will be using our ties off to the far part of the dock as well. So look at this building just pulling in here. Looking so good, looking so grand. Going to start slowing us down a little bit just so we're a little bit closer to 2 knots as we start to come in. course, magically, I'm getting a whole bunch of Norwegian Cruise Line ads. Weird, right? I wonder why. It's not like I've had to type it into my browser 600 times recently. It's worth it, though. I've been trying to learn a lot about this ship, and it is a beautiful ship. Lucas has done an amazing job actually putting this ship together, so total props go out to him. I'm still hoping that Celebrity Solstice is coming sometime soon. I know that he's also working on, I think, Norwegian Prima, which I'll be excited to take out for a spin if he does release it one day. I'm going to kick us a little bit more in gear here to get us a little bit more slowed down as we get closer and closer to the dock. I just want to give us enough room to make errors if that ends up being the case. So that'll be good there. There's that. I'm looking happy here. We're at 0. Start coming over at, I don't know, 26. Fine, 24. I'm not going to win. It's not going to let me win. We'll start with the bow. We'll keep on watching the ship's position. Because again, you know, I can trust this as much as I possibly can. But still. Okay, so bow's going. Let's get the stern going as well. Watch the speeds. Looking good. Slowly creeping our way over again. I want to approach the dock with as much caution as I possibly can. Yeah, because that map doesn't help. That map looks like I'm crashing through the dock, and we're actually not. We're doing quite well. You are moving, right? You don't feel like you're moving. I definitely know the bow is. Stern's almost in place, so we'll start scooting the stern over a little bit more with a little bit more force, as I am trying to say. And of course, we already got the buses lined up for taking everybody ashore and off onto some great adventures out here. So that's also very exciting. I am also kind of looking at docking for tomorrow, and it actually looks like the ship was able to go down the channel. So we might actually be trying that tomorrow, going down the channel. I will probably test it beforehand by dropping the ship down there and making sure that we can turn around there. But today, I know that we did the right decision. But that was just this guy's video. Who knows what was actually done? Excuse me. My goodness. I'm trying not to... Oh, thank you, Ezzy. That was very much a mouthful of water you just dumped all over my leg. I really do appreciate it, child. Thank you for making sure I stay hydrated. Looking good, looking grand. I'm actually going to stop the thrusters right there as we continue to push ourselves over. Make sure that we stay at 0. Looking good. All the officers are doing a great job this morning. Does look like the aft kind of stopped moving, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm going to actually bring us forward a little bit because I want to make sure I got plenty of room there. So I'm actually going to continue going ashore with you. I'm going to slow you down a little bit. Kind of like that. I'm going to bring you back to 0. Keep going with 1 knot forward, checking the radar here. That's looking a little bit better for lineup-wise. Again, I don't know if that includes the ducktail back here. But there we go. I'm feeling confident with that. We are very far forward, so it feels. But I'm okay with that. It's back on board. Again, I seem to be having over and over the issue is 100% with the aft. Getting the aft where I want it to go has been a challenge since we left Los Angeles. I've noticed that. Of course, Cabo San Lucas was easy because we're out in open sea, so our rotation pattern could be whatever it wants. Here, I'd really like it to be on a dime, and it just seems like I don't get enough push at 28%, but then it drifts. Then it will drift forever. So it keeps it realistic, which is pretty awesome. It was interesting. I learned the other day, I've been learning a lot more about Virtual Sailor and versus Sailor Next Generation, and, you know, what Next Generation really is, and it's an unfinished kind of game because of the engines that were available at the time versus what's now. And, you know, one of the biggest things that kept on coming up, I saw Lucas talk about it, I saw Rob talk about it as well, and it made me smile because it's like, okay, there are like-minded people out here. We wish that there was the discoloration in the sea of thrusters. When the thrusters are active, actually pushing the water, and actually like churning it under the water would make our days. So it was cool to have some other people have like-minded thoughts here. Slow and steady. There you go. Want the bow a little bit more in. You gotta keep you not cranky as well. Come on, my friend. You can get over there. Also, I've been also dabbling in a little bit of getting my honeycomb systems actually hooked up to Virtual Sailor. I'm running into a couple issues. I am trying to fix those issues. No idea how well that's actually going to work. But I think there is an end in sight. I think I have an idea of how to fix it, and it should be a good time. But that's probably about as close as we're going to be able to get to the dock before it starts thinking that we're crashing into the dock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze us there, and I'm actually going to get our lines dropped here as well. So let's drop those lines. Actually, before I drop the lines, I need to do this, and I'm sorry that you guys have to see this, and it's going to ruin the magic, but I have to save. Okay? So that I'm at least here. The next thing that I need to do is I need to save the replay of our arrival so that I can make my future videos. So thank you guys for being patient with taking a little bit out of the magic. C'est la vie, unfortunately. Let's see. Nope, I definitely don't want to be over there. I know you can reach. So, first line. Ooh, okay. You are gonna be tricky, aren't you? Because you're not gonna. Why are you way over there? Oh, wait. Why? Why are you even trying to be on that side of the ship? Get over here. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. There you go. Proud of you. I'd like to be able to use this far out pier, but I think you're going to be too far where I'll lose the slack. Ooh, you are too. It looks right there. Because I couldn't come any further back even if I wanted to. And that's one of the funniest things for me is they originally want us docked at this pier, which maybe, but especially with this little pier that's here, there's no way we'd be fitting in there. So this actually works out very nicely. Back end kicked out a little bit. But there you have it, everybody. We are going to sound our horn to let them know that we are here, and we are here to stay. And we actually made some pretty good time, too, because now that I'm looking at this, yeah, we still got 5 minutes before we were even supposed to be here, so we are keeping it on the clock. Let's jump up to the bridge. Actually, let's jump onto the deck. Let's sound the horn, welcome ourselves here, and we'll give an announcement to everybody on board. That is the Norwegian Bliss welcoming us here to the beautiful town of Puerto Vallarta and letting us know that we are pretty much halfway through our journey. Sorry for that. But let's head down to the bridge. Let's make an announcement to everybody and welcome them ashore. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your captain speaking from the bridge. Welcome to a beautiful day here in Puerto Vallarta. We're right before noon. We'll be getting the all ashore here shortly from local authorities. You'll be able to proceed deck to midship on the port side of the vessel. That is going to be your main exit for today. Sorry about that, folks. The warm weather is getting to me a little bit. Looks like we're going to have a beautiful day of 72 degrees here as a high. And it looks like we were able to actually follow the rain in. So we're actually looking at a perfectly dry day here in Puerto Vallarta. Where that is going to change is if you're going to take a rainforest tour or a ziplining tour, it is guaranteed that you're going to be raining up in the mountains. You'll be able to go ashore until 7:45 this evening. All aboard time is 7:45 this evening. Please make sure that all of your personal clocks and watches are set to the ship's time, which is currently 11:57 a.m. We want to make sure that we get everybody back on board as we head off to Maztlan tomorrow. So once again, all aboard time is 7:45 this evening. Whether you go ashore or you stay on the vessel, we look forward to seeing you back on board this evening. Have a great day, everybody. All right, so that's not the best one that I did because, again, I didn't get to talk about movie night. But, again, I started thinking I wouldn't really talk about movie night first thing in the morning. But they know they're going to get clearance. They know they're going to be able to head ashore shortly, which really, that's all they got to know. But that's going to do it for this one, everybody. Welcome. Very happy to have you guys here with us. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and you're enjoying this series, being able to switch it up a little bit. I know Disney's usually the one that everybody wants to go to, which is the one I want to go to. Forgot to turn off lights. But every once in a while, it is neat to switch it up with these other companies and these other vessels, especially one as beautiful as this. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day, and we definitely have a lot more adventures planned here in Virtual Sailor with a whole bunch of other cruise lines that I think you guys will really like. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.